I'm Juliet Scott-Croxford, CEO of Worth Media, and I'm joined today by Michael Nathanson, Chairman and CEO of the Colony Group. Welcome, Michael. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I know that you are a Harvard-educated law attorney and have built up an enterprise from a local Boston firm with assets of under $1 billion to a national enterprise with over $10 billion in assets at the Colony Group. That's quite an achievement.
Thank you very much. It's been a joy seeing the evolution of this organization and being a part of that evolution.
Michael, what drove your desire to build a lasting enterprise?
Being an enterprise is the best way to provide advice for clients, because now clients and their families, for generations to come, will all know that they have a place that can continue to serve their needs, and that's not overly reliant on any one person, including the person that they think of as their advisor.
I think you're right, and I think it's interesting thinking about the application of enterprise in de-risking as well. The brand is more powerful than that one individual, for example.
For better collaboration, for consistent collaboration. And again, when you're operating efficiently and effectively and consistently as part of groups, often the end product is a better product.
I love this idea of values, and I know you're a strong advocate of leadership values. We talk a lot at Worth about collaboration, which is a word you've used a lot, and consistency and customer service. How important are values in leading the growth of the Colony Group?
I think of values that truly do differentiate an organization. So, for example, at the Colony Group, our value that truly differentiates us is curiosity. It's that we're lifelong learners and dedicated to lifelong improvement.
And I think the difference is also that you're walking the walk as well as talking the talk. It's all very well having those values on the wall, but as a leader, if you don't demonstrate them yourself, it's very hard for them to transcend throughout. So you're the co-author of the book, Personal Finance Planning for Executives and Entrepreneurs. Can you talk to me a little bit about what drove you to write and author that book?
The reality is that if you were to Google the subject, you will find that there are virtually no books on the subject. Executives and entrepreneurs are different. Executives and entrepreneurs are unique in many respects and have different needs. And so there's a need to offer specialization. And that's really what this book is all about.
I was struck by the sort of unique aspect of this notion that executives and entrepreneurs are different, and the phrase they set high goals and they worry a lot about achieving them.
Yes.
And how has that translated into the model that you've applied around peace of mind?
As we think about advising our clients, it's not enough to say, here are your goals, here are your needs, here's how we're going to get there. We also have to understand the psychology of our clients, the way that they're built, their makeup. And we have to make sure that we're working with them in a way to which they can relate. So you have to understand their psychology, because in turn, that psychology will ultimately inform what their goals are as well.
And what other books have you used as a CEO in developing your leadership style?
There's a book called How Google Works.
Yeah, I know it.
You know the book?
Yeah, it's great.
It's a tremendous book.
Yeah.
And what it did for me is it turned many traditional business concepts on their heads. And that's the way Google thinks. It's an extraordinary book. But perhaps the most important thing about Google about how Google works is it talks about how we're all trained from day one to think about the forces of gravity, to think about the fact that we can't fly, to think about what can't be done. And at Google, they don't do that. They think about what can be done.
Let's talk about finding meaning and joy in your life. Why is that such an important intrinsic statement within the vision statement of the Colony Group?
One thing that's occurred to me over the decades that I've had the privilege of being in business is that making money is certainly important. We all need to be able to support our families, and that's important. But ultimately, what truly makes a company extraordinary is not so much the financial aspects of what they're doing, it's the impact that they have on the people that they serve, their constituents. And it's important to also acknowledge the team that's making that happen. What we like to talk about is seeking the extraordinary in a sea of the ordinary. And so as we think about that, we think about what's important to us. And ultimately what's important is we all want to have meaningful lives. We want to do meaningful work, and we want to have an important impact on our clients. We want to help them live meaningful lives.
And Michael, what advice would you give to other CEOs that are looking to replicate the kind of success that the Colony Group has seen in the last decade?
That the most important thing a CEO can do is to be selfless. It's to put themselves second and put everyone else first, to lead by example, and by making it not about yourself, ultimately you'll promote the example that people need, and you'll promote the kind of teamwork and collaboration that ultimately is required for an organization truly to be successful, especially as an ongoing enterprise. I believe this with my head and with my heart and with my gut, that not a single one of our people is truly replaceable.
Michael, thank you. That was such an inspirational conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.